Hello YouTube, Damo_23 here, and welcome to episode number 4 of the Glory Hunter Challenge here in Season 1 with West Ham. We currently sit, that is correct, top of the league. 11 matches played, we're top by a point. I don't expect this to last. We're going to recap this in a second. And then in today's episode, we've got a doubleheader. We've got Manchester City in a massive game, and Arsenal, who have just sacked their manager, who sit 12th and have a negative 11 goal difference. We're going to start there first. They have been pumped by Liverpool. They've been pumped 6-0 by Spurs, and Arteta's out the job. Nothing like real life. They're about to get Patrick Vieira in charge, which they do nearly in every save from what I've seen so far on FM, where Vieira is always in charge of Arsenal. So, with that being said, we've got one game against a team that we're fighting with for some sort of European football, and a team that, if this was next year and this happened, I would be up for the job right now. But we're not, because we've started really well here with West Ham. We are currently also live on stream. We've got the boys talking about Formula 1 and whatever, which also is just a precursor to say that we do occasionally stream the Glory Hunter Challenge. Links down below. Once the Paris 13 Atletico save is finished, we will go and move this save a bit more full-time on the stream as well. But yeah, let's get into today's episode. First things first, the form. It's fantastic. Don't get me wrong, it is great. Since we last met, which the Panathinaikos games would be Everton 2-0, Southampton 2-1. Important to note the amount of shots we're having in games. 31 shots, 16 on target, looking amazing. Southampton, dominating. 31 shots, 12 on target, looking fantastic. The only game that we've lost all year, Liverpool, in a blockbuster game. Led 1-0 at Anfield, led 2-1 at Anfield, and Liverpool ran riot. They are a great footballing club. I know in real life they're having a pretty poor time with it, but there we are. From there, we moved into the Europa League Conference group. Already qualified. We got a really easy group, so there's no point me giving you these games. We just beat Hajduk, that is correct, 9-1. So, yeah, with a fully rotated squad nonetheless. Beat Forest 2-0, Palace 2-1, Bournemouth 3-2 against 10. We went down to 10 men, but mercifully scored a late one. Brentford, we got held 0-0. It was the first time we haven't scored a goal all year. And we just played Newcastle and won 3-0. But we've got to talk about a couple of players. Firstly, Thuram out, 2-week injury, pulled ankle ligaments. Having a fantastic year, 6 goal contributions. Hajduk Helsinki, by the way, not Hajduk Split, apologies. Thank you, Ali. 11 matches, 11 starts. He's been fantastic. Great signing for $2.5 million up front. Secondly, Danny Ings is also out injured. First injury he's going to get of a few. He is expected to be out for another 4 days and 2 weeks with a pull abdominal injury. He has 6 goals in 10 appearances. He has 9 goals in 13 in all competitions. He scored 5 goals in 3 games in Europe, so that's inflating the stats. But he's out injured too, which means that we're not at 100% full strength. And lastly, Declan Rice has been out for the last 2 weeks. He's not available for this one. He probably will come off the bench. Still wanted by Liverpool, PSG, and Real Madrid. He's having a pretty good time of it. He did win goal of the month as well in a game where he scored... can't remember where he scored in August. He scored in the Declan Rice goal. Yeah, here he is. This goal here won goal of the month. I forgot to show you. Man, no, I showed you last episode. I remember. That's fine. Anyhow, let's get into this West Man City game. They're very good, but they sit 4th, which is a bit odd. We're not at 100% full strength. Fornal's a bit in great form in Europe, so he's going to come in. But yeah, look, we're getting a little bit legless. Creswell's also suspended. He picked up a 3-match suspension for his red card, double-footing someone in the box. So yeah, we're not at 100% fit, but at the same stage, we're having a really good time of it. I actually don't even want to win the league this year. I just feel like if you go to a club that's lesser and you go win the league, it's just like it takes away the goodness of the save. It's like, what's the point of doing this if you're just going to win the league first year with whatever club you choose? I wanted to be scrapping it out for 6th and 5th. Instead, I will say, you have a look at the first 10 games we played. We haven't really played anyone of note apart from Chelsea and Liverpool. We dropped points in both those games. These next 2 games are really going to show, are we actually fighting for a top 4 title or whatever, or are we realistically just overachieving first 10 games of the season and we'll peter out? Let's go find out, though. Your team is going to be Fabianski, Kufau, Zuma, Okoli, and Emerson. Suchek. Mermino is in as well. You might be thinking Damien Hu. 9.75 mil. Raul San Sebastian listed him up. Don't know why he chose me, but here he is. He's fantastic. You guys would know that from last episode. Pasquetta, Bowen, Fornals, and Scamacca starting up top. He's actually had not a bad year in the league, though he has not scored a goal. Hopefully that ends today. Now, look, The injuries are not good because we cannot really afford them with the squad that we have. We kind of need everyone available to have a really good year. Manchester City are Man City. Have a look at it. Haaland, Foden, Silva, De Bruyne, Gundogan, Rodri, Ake, Laporte, Diaz, Walker, Edison. Yeah, we're in pretty big trouble here, but let's go find out and see what we can do. I expect City to pump me. Let's be honest. But we've been good. We're finding opportunities at goal. Defensively, a touch leaky at times. Even we're winning a game 9-0 in Europe and we still find a way to concede really late. So, I expect to concede a goal at some stage. And it's a set piece and Haaland will be lurking to a Bernardo free kick. Instead, it's bat stick. It's cleared away. And as far as Rodri heads in there and there's Haaland. So you knew it was coming. It's already his 10th for the year. 1-0 down to Man City. This is definitely going to show us if we're overachieving. Headed. Flick back in. Out of all the ways to concede, that's an awful way to concede to Man City. But if there's anything that we've seen so far from us, we know how to fight. Just wish we had Declan Rice available. McCauley. Luis Pasquetta. Great ball to Emerson. He's had a really good time with Creswell not being around. Not going to lie. Keeps it somehow. Pasquetta. Emerson. Souček. Gets in the area. Went for goal. Edison took no risk and palmed it over the bar. Good instant reply. Just no goal, which is okay. Would have rather us scored. But promising. That's the thing. We're in really good form, so it'll be interesting to see what does happen. Highlights still going here. Edison, Laporte, Rodrigo, Foden. I don't like seeing City build up because you know what could happen here. Haaland's in behind. Zuma brings down his man. Referee says no foul. Interesting highlight because I feel like that should have been a red card. We then give the ball back to Foden anyway. De Bruyne, Haaland, Bernardo, 2-0. Well, 2 goals in a couple of minutes, and down the other end we really should have scored, and the game probably should have been stopped for a Kurt Zuma foul. But FM decided that was going to be a goal. We're 2-0 down in 2 minutes. Fun. Was bound to happen. Was bound to happen, to be fair. We're not this good. We've had a really good opening 10 games. Like, a really easy opening 10 games. Only 2 of those games have been difficult on paper, and those are the 2 games we have not done well in. The only thing I will say is we've not 100% full strength squad out there. Missing 3 first-team players. One of them absolutely massive for Danny Ings. And Declan Rice, sorry. Declan Rice more massive than Danny Ings. And yeah, Haaland came off straight away for Alvarez. That's actually realistic. And that's really good. Because if he's off, we have opportunities. And anyway, Skamaka, not having a good time of it. Been playing him as an advanced forward in Europe and it's been working. Nothing works for him in the league. He's just too big and slow. And he doesn't finish the chances that do come his way. Poor ball to Fornals. He's having a really good time of it, but never picked that one up at feet either. Been playing him as an inside forward in Europe. I just guess in Europe because everyone's so poor. Doesn't matter what roles we play him in. Ruben Diaz, Bernardo, Gundogan. Overlapping runs are everywhere. Yeah, we're in trouble. You can just see the movement of City is just here. It is unbeatable. This match engine is dumb. And now we don't have to recognise right back for the... Well, we got Ben Johnson, but that's that. What to do? Marino, I don't particularly want to take off. Souček, I don't want to particularly take off. But I think Souček is one that I am going to take off because guess what? I just think if he's the one that comes off, he's fit for the Arsenal game. I think now this turns into just rotate for the Arsenal game. Collie, Zuma. Collie, Pasquetta, Marino. Just pumps one looking for Bowen. Ain't going to win that. It's going to keep coming back. Laporte, De Bruyne, Foden. Okay. At 2-0 down, we had some options to maybe go for it. We could have went 4-4-2. We could have gone more direct. We could have maybe went to 4-2-3-1. Could have gone to 4-1-3-2. Standing at 10 men down now, this is just going to be a massacre. We're going to get cop about 9 goals as De Bruyne hits the post. Zuma clears. This game's going to take too long like this. Not going to do a 40-minute episode just because I'm going to get pumped by Man City. So we're just going to quicken this up so that we can get to the Arsenal game a bit quicker as they hit the post again. And another highlight. There it is, 3-0. Might just do this. Actually, I won't do that. What I am going to do is I'm going to make my changes now, and then I'm going to get the game the instant results, and then it's all over. Kurt Zuma, big first-team player, off. Jared Bowen, first-team player, off. Luis Pasquetta, first-team player, off. That's 5 changes. That's 4 changes. Marino. How long until Declan Rice is fit? 3 days. He's probably going to start then. Tilio for a collie then. Off. Done. That makes all the changes. I'm now just going to instant result it here. Expect to get done 9-0. Or 8-0. 3-0. It actually stayed 3-0. There you go. I'm happy with that. Look, that is what it is. It's about time we lost one of those games. It's 9 o'clock at night. I'm not going to sit here and watch us go and concede 50 minutes, already 11 minutes into an episode. But yeah, so we got Arsenal, 3 days' time. We got some rotation, at least I would say. It's about time we lost our second game in the league, just out of all the ways. That's pretty disappointing. We lose top spot. It's not what I'm fighting for. I'm looking just to finish in Europe again, top 6, Europa League. Definitely telling you right now, if we finish Europa League or better, we win the FA Cup, I'm spending a year here to try and win the Europa League in Season 2. In saying that though, we really have to say that if we get a result here against Arsenal, we could be in a really good spot to really kick on in January to maybe even finish higher. Don't know if that's a thing that we really even want to do. In saying that, I'll see you guys in second for Arsenal and hopefully a more competitive game. Here we are, match number 2. Per Mertesacker as the caretaker manager. That's actually quite nice. But we've got Arsenal here at the London Stadium. I think this is what we have to really point out. Look at this team. Creswell's just come back in, which is great. Declan Rice not 100% fit, but I am going to throw him in and start him because it's such a big game. And then you've got Kofau, who's your best right back, who realistically is he actually, Thuram and Danny Ings. There's some serious amount of guys that we can't really afford to take out this team. And this is what the issue was, and we kind of highlighted. The squad isn't particularly great at West Ham, but you've got a midfield 3 that's really good and some players going forward that are really good. If you kept that starting 11 the same all year, that's great. Unfortunately, especially being a World Cup year, this was always going to happen. A couple of injuries, and the next minute you're going to miss a few games. So I do expect to peter off here. In saying that, though, I've got no option. I have to play Skamaka. I might start him in a different role today, and I do have to play Fornals again because, look, I've got no one else really that can play out there. And that's going to leave me on the bench with a couple of guys that are whatever. And then we don't have anyone to play in here but Ben Johnson. There we go. Caleb is someone that might come out, I'm not going to lie. He's had a pretty good time of it. It'd be pretty harsh on him. But his last 5 games haven't been great. I'm actually going to give Ogbonna, who's an experienced veteran centre-back, a start here. And it's mainly because just shipped a couple of goals. Ben Johnson's a little bit raw. Get the experience with Kurt Zuma. Might help. So with that, it's Fabianski, Johnson, Zuma, Ogbonna, and Creswell. Declan Rice, Pasquetta, and Souček is the normal midfield 3 that I would prefer, with Bowen, Fornals, and Skamaka. And I'm going to start Skamaka as a complete forward to try and bring others in, and Fornals is going to be a bit more creative. Generally, I don't have to touch it in Europe, but maybe we have to touch it in here, so we definitely will. I need to see us go out there and put in a performance here that's a little bit more befitting of a club that sits second. But realistically, even though Arsenal without a manager, I still expect that team on paper to smack me. Ramsdale was Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, Ben White, Gabriel Zinchenko, Jorginho, Martin Odegaard, Partey, Saka, Martinelli, Jesus. That's as good as it comes. Couple guys not 100% fit. Trossard, Smith Rowe, Saliba on the bench. Probably should be starting as this boy here as well. Tyranny on the bench, or Tyranny. And Fekano Medina, who's a centre back that they've just picked up also on the bench. So, with that being said, we need to go out there and just play our best. We're at home. We need to throw away what just happened against Manchester City. And I'm telling you right now, a draw is a really good result. I know they sit 12th, and I know that they're not having a good year. But I'm telling you right now, they're a lot better than where they sit. Secondly, we just need to go out there and be solid. A lot better than what we were against Manchester City, and we already have proven that so far, 20 minutes in. Lastly, our home form's been really good, so hopefully that continues. Creswell, good ball in, cleared away only as far as Bowen. Puts the ball out to Skamaka, who forced wide. I don't want him out there either. But he finds Ben Johnson. Bowen hits, deflected straight into Ramsdale's hands. Would have been nice. There's actually good movement from Ben Johnson too. If he has a really good game out here, he might get a run of games with Kufiar being suspended. Odegaard though, we got high in the box, but Zinchenko, Martinelli, and Fru Fabianski. Of all people at the bat stick, it's Zinchenko, and it's 1-0 Arsenal at the London Stadium. I think we've firmly been put back in our chair and told to sit down in this episode. We thought things were going really well, and we thought, hang on a second, could we actually maybe... I wouldn't say we were going to win the league, and the league's not 1 in 10 games, but things were going really well, and now all of a sudden, things are falling apart very quickly. It's 2 games that we're meant to lose on paper, so it is what it is. Anyway, Creswell. Back to Ogbonna. Declan Rice. Kurt Zouma. Ogbonna. Made the decision to start him. Realistically, we should do better from the set piece, but that's fine. Great ball. Pasquetta, good save by Ramsdale. Ali, screw you. Twitch chat giving me shit. We have dominated the game, to be fair. Arsenal 2 shots 1 to our 7 shots 2. But that leads to nothing. We need the ball in the back of the net. Hopefully get one right now. Bowen, good touch. Cuts it. Pasquetta somehow doesn't put the ball in the back of the net and just passes it to Ramsdale. That should be a goal every day. 1-0 down. We've been really good. But look at the stats on paper and we should be leading. Sucker of a boy at the top. Jesus looked offside. Fabianski saves. He would have counted according to the game. Wow. That's massive. Declan Rice looking legless. Get to check the sit in. That's fine. And actually get Johnson to get a bit more forward as well with us dominating. For now, he's not having the best of the game. Actually going to get in. His name is Maxwell Cornet, and you're just going to get in behind, mate. 2 changes. This is where we lack quality to bring into the game. We've dominated. Is there going to be a moment? Marino, the new signing. Heads down. Suchek. Pasquetta. Bowen. Cuts it. Skamaka. He hits the post. It's not our day. It's not our day. 17 finishing. Hits the post. Not our day. Bowen. Suchek. Zouma. Bowen. Johnson. Zouma. Suchek again. Ogbonna. Don't think we need to change tactic because we're dominating the game. Bowen. Who is that pass to? Zouma wins that header. Falls to Pasquetta. Ogbonna again. Pasquetta. Drives. Maxwell Cornet. Skamaka's not going to get on that. Zinchenko heads away. Bowen ain't going to get on that. Wins the second ball, though, very well. Looks for Skamaka there. Not going to win that one. Pasquetta, Cornet. Pasquetta, Skamaka. Goes for goal. Oh, my word. Out of all the chances that go in, it's a one where Skamaka wins it back and just smacks one into the top bin. And Ramsdale was beat. And from distance, we score. And it's 1-1. What a goal from Skamaka. There was just so much congestion in here, and in the end, he wins it back. He just throws Xhaka off the ball and then smacks it. And that is 1-1. Hit the gym, Xhaka. Hit the gym. Few boys looking tired. Lanzini's going to come in for Pasquetta, who's having a really good game, which seems a bit definitely to do, but I am going to do it. So you check on a booking. I'm going to give Tirio into here. And I think Emerson's going to come out right back, and we're going to still stay as he sits anyway. With some fresh legs. 79 minutes, Creswell. Whips one back stick. Kurt Zuma! 2 goals in 3 minutes or 4 minutes, whatever it is. 10 minutes, actually. It's 71st minute. It's not 79th that I thought we scored in. And out and over from 1-0 down, we lead in the 80th minute 2-1. And this sums up the year, is that we just don't stop fighting. We never say that we're dead. And, you know, we could be back top of the Premier League after 12 games, which is absurd. Lanzini now with a ball back stick. Kurt Zuma's there again, and he hits the bar. Maxwell Cornet, Tommy Ashu, luckily didn't bring him down for Arsenal there. They moved to a 5 at the back and bring Trossard on up top. Rigged for streamer, my chat reckons, probably. Time ticks away from 1-0 down against Arsenal, and that probably shows why they've sacked their manager and they're in a pretty poor moment. Arsenal did not play well. 22 shots, 11 on target. The consistency of attacking football, apart from the Man City game, has been solid. And look, at the end of the day, Kurt Zuma comes in clutch. The man that is quite big and strong at the back. He's worth about 60 mil. Liverpool, Newcastle, Atletico and Real Madrid will want him. I ain't selling him whilst I'm in charge. But that is a massive win. And, well, look, even with the injuries and everything going wrong, it's huge. Arsenal sack Arteta, and we pile on the misery as Piers Mertesacker loses as caretaker manager in his first game in charge. Lose a little old West Ham. Liverpool are ahead of us. They've got one less draw. One less draw, one more win. That's the difference. I don't mind that. That's good. That's a good spot. I don't want to win the league. Anyway, winning the league first season would be disingenuous. Now, I will say, if it happens, I'm going to obviously take it because great. And it's the Premier League. You know, if Leicester can win the Premier League, why can't West Ham in a season? I don't want it to be the case. I want it to be a little bit harder than that. I almost want to have the narrative that we had to go and leave West Ham and come back and get the Chelsea or City or Liverpool job to win the league later in the save. However, are we actually in the title fight? Links down, let me know down below. Links are down below too to come watch us live on Twitch. Let me know in the comment section. If you've enjoyed the episode, give it a like. Do subscribe to the YouTube channel. Next episode is going to be another game in the league. I think we're also just going to let you know what happened in the World Cup briefly. I won't be taking an international job in Season 1, that's for sure. And with that being said, I think what we are going to do is come back for a game in and around the end of the January transfer window. And it probably might relate to an FA Cup game. Depending on the draw we get on the FA Cup, because it's so important, we'll see if we make the 4th round of the FA Cup and who we draw, and probably give you that game there in the transfer window conclusion, in case we go crazy with that. Or it might be, look, I don't want it to be Arsenal again. I'll try to give you some variety. It might be another game somewhere else in and around this section as well. But with that being said, we're topping our group in the Conference League. We're second in the league. And even though we got spanked by Manchester City and the injuries are starting to hurt, we currently sit second in the Premier League after 13 games. And realistically, are we actually here for a title fight? Who knows in Season 1? Well, we'll find out later. Have a great one. Thank you and goodbye.